From the Conservative Party Manifesto 2010.
We will make Britain the most family-friendly country in Europe.
Strong families are the bedrock of a strong society.
We will help families with all the pressures they face.
We will not be neutral on this.
Britain's families will get our full backing across all of our policies.
I never ever thought I'd end up with an Indian man because, well, there is no Indian people round here for starters, and because there's no mixed relations in our family, we're just white British people.
I lived a very quiet life with my daughter. I never imagined I would live in the UK.
Life is so strange. It will take you anywhere.
I went to meet him at York Station, and when he got off the train, I remember thinking, gosh, well, I thought I'd be taller. Oh, but he was really handsome and stuff and that, and it just clicked right away, we really did.
Before arriving to York, one of my friends said, dude, you're going to meet English woman first time, and you don't drink, you don't smoke, right?
And you never did chat with any woman before. How will you manage?
He got on great with the kids, yeah, we just all really took to him.
I cooked lentils, and she also taught me some British dishes as well, tuna pasta.
Yeah, tuna pasta.
And fish pie, and you taught me Mexican omelette.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just loved trifles.
And then you came to Luton?
Oh, he took me out for a Chinese. The dodgiest Chinese in the UK. Oh, but you know, we had such a great time, just didn't mind.
She came to my graduation as well.
Yeah, I did. And that's how we ended up with Priya, dear.
You know...
Oh, it's froze again. I'm it. He'll ring back.
I've been away from home 12 years, and usually when I come back to England, the first week is great. It's just visiting family, and the second week it's seeing friends and doing stuff, and then I want to get back to my life. This was different.
Of course, it depends on the relationship, but in Russia it is expected you look after your parents when they get older. My mama used to look after my granny, and until recently she died.
6 to 8 hour drive to Granny's house on the flat. And they did it all the time?
Well, the retirement homes in Russia, when we call them those houses for old people who hasn't got children. It's like to send their parents to death. A few weeks later, they normally die in those places. Yeah, they're horrible, horrible places. Peter couldn't come back to Russia because he got a job in the Home Office, so it was impossible for us to live there. So we moved to the UK and we started to discuss what to do with Mama and her husband Yuri.
Because under the rules for us to sponsor their visa, they both had to be 65. So we talked it through and got detailed plans done. Beautiful plans. We had several goes at them. Yuri is a porcelain artist, so we talked about where his studio would be.
Lots of light in his studio, so Yuri could do his painting.
We have human rights. I mean, you know, he shouldn't have to leave his daughter. Why should he have to?
And then I looked into it properly, and I discovered that the rules had changed since the last time I looked, and I was just gobsmacked. I read it again and again. I thought, you know, I'll go away from it for a day, I'll go back to it, you know, something must. But sure enough, it did apply to us. As the sponsor of Molly's visa, I needed to demonstrate that I'd been in salaried employment here with the same employer for at least 6 months prior to the application, with a salary of at least £18,600. So that solicitor had been aggressive with me because he knew the rules were about to change, but he didn't tell me that. And man, can't tell you how. We're an honest family. We've spent some of our time as a family in China. We now want to spend some of our time as a family in England. That's a right that we should surely have.
£18,600. Well, when you're at the bottom of the pile like we are, because I'm a single mum on benefits, no one gives a toss. I mean, you know, as far as anyone else is concerned, British citizens alike, I should be out there working, doing whatever. Now that's a lovely thought. I would love to go out to work on a daily basis and have my own social structure outside the home. But what they've got to realise is that not everyone is in a position to go and work full time. And like me, working part-time to bring Amit over here, well, it wouldn't be good enough. And even if I was able to go back to uni and get the qualifications, a trainee teacher doesn't earn enough. I mean, my mum has worked all her life. She's a support worker, looking after people with learning disabilities, and she doesn't earn that. So I will never ever earn that income requirement by myself. Yeah, it's just not logical. I mean, it's not going to happen.
And, you know, we were told in no uncertain terms that if she overstays her visa, you run the risk of her never coming here again. So we thought we'd do the right thing, you know, she could come back on a visitor's visa while we were sorting out the spouse visa.
We think, oh, only a few weeks, then I come back.
Then she went to the embassy in China, and we discovered that she couldn't visit.
Because you're asking for a spouse visa, that means you want to live in UK forever. So if they give you any visa, that means you stay here, don't go, they worry.
We had no choice but to just jump through the hoops, really.
The new rules came in before they reached the age where Tamara and Yori could benefit. So we missed it by, maybe 18 months, if that. We hummed and hawed about how we were going to say it. It was one of the saddest conversations.
Very slowly, one drop after another, I tried to tell her, Mama, something is not quite right with the law. Something changed.
I don't think Tamara understood initially. And then, of course, it was understood. There is nothing. No, there's never a circumstance in which you and Yuri could come.
You both have to be so ill that you would need not to be able to feed yourself or dress yourself.
And not only that, we'd have to demonstrate that there was no way we could pay for someone in Russia to care for him. In other words, there's absolutely no chance.
It ruined their plans for their life. We speak by Skype.
Skype's left on in the kitchen. They have it on with actually no conversation. So when Tanya's cleaning or preparing dinner, Skype's on all the time.
A few times a day, definitely. When Dominic was in a high chair, Mama called at the same time as his food time so that she could see how he was eating.
If they haven't spoken during the day, there's anxiety until they've actually spoken. It's quite a big issue, isn't it, when Granny can't get hold of it?
It's great to have Skype, yes, without a doubt. But children, they can hear Mama's voice, but they don't come to talk to her very often. I don't know. It's maybe because they can't touch or hug. It's just a voice in a picture, like the television.
We talk in Skype. Devon was always saying, I want Mummy to come to UK, come to here.
Devon had only just stopped breastfeeding when Molly left. He'd just be in this daydream. But the weird thing was, you know, he didn't know why. He couldn't put two and two together. And when he started calling Molly computer mummy, that killed me. Absolutely crushed me. We were ever so lucky that Skype existed, to be honest. Not having that, and we sometimes had three-way Skypes when I was in Cornwall, so the four of us could be together, even though we were in three different places.
I missed all the birthdays.
We missed hers as well, and Christmas.
Chinese New Year.
I was just in a really dark place. I felt helpless, not like a half man. I mean, you know, not being able to keep my family together. And I was really angry. I mean, how dare anyone tell me who I can and cannot fall in love with and raise a family with? And how dare anyone tell me that my wife, who has never ever harmed a fly and never received any benefit of any kind in her entire life, be a threat to the UK economy or society? I mean, there were so many nights. I read a lot about Mark Harper and Theresa May. I researched dug into their lives. I wanted to. I wanted to get them. And there was some nights, when I came so close to just getting in that car and driving to wherever they were and just doing something crazy. Because I was crazy.
Theresa May. Well, didn't bloody name her after Mother Teresa, did they? I really know what I'd like to do to her. It would involve nail pulling, just until she'd listen to you. I'd like to clean her ears out with cotton buds and say, right, you listening now?
And the thing is, if you're a European citizen living here in the UK, none of this applies to you. If I was a German or an Italian living here, it'd be no problem. Because they have no right in the UK to deprive a European citizen of the right of their family to join them.
We just want a chance. We've finally found happiness after being so sad for so long and then meeting Amit and taking that away from us for an income requirement. It's not good enough. It's not good enough that my daughter lives without her dad because I don't earn enough money. So because we're poor and on benefits, we don't deserve a life. Is that what they're saying? That our love means less than everybody else's? So, we're waiting on the Supreme Court now, but that'll be another year or two for us. But it's something. Even though it's distant and uncertain, it's the hope that, someone's going to listen to us. Someone is going to have to sit up and pay attention. Before bed, Amit will send Priya a message on WhatsApp, a recorded message.
Hi Priya, hope you understand me. I'm your dad and your papa. Papa loves you very much and I miss you so much. Have a good night. Sweet dream.
You sit there and you play it and you play it and you play it and it's like, all me and Amit want to do is wake up in the morning and say, morning, and then go to bed next to each other every night and say, good night, love.